My name is Jonathan Jones, and it's my privilege to be your host and moderator for this evening or afternoon, depending on where you are. Thank you very much, Bernard. Bernard Dean's just a wonderful gentleman. He's been around for quite a while, and he's been around the block a few times, not just in that story that he told, because he couldn't go around the block until he got hold of this product. But he's been around the block a few times, so he's heard a few things. He knows what's out there. My background is wellness and nutrition. I'm nobody special. I just do research. My goal, what got me started in this was my wife was sick, number one, but I also watched my mother die. And I realized then that my computer electronics and engineering background would not have made any difference whatsoever in extending my mother's life. But when the intensive care nurse said to me that she was praying for my mother's immune system to kick in, that's when I realized I was in the wrong line of work. I'm a strong believer in the power of prayer, but we had that covered already. And we didn't need the hospital sitting around praying. I thought they were actually doing something, but the focus needed to be on the immune system. So I've been doing research ever since, and the things that I found, I've been trying to share them with people. So I partnered with doctors and scientists and professionals. One of them that you're going to hear today, Dr. Prasad is just an amazing man. He's forgotten more than most of us know, and his level of brilliance exceeds anything that might be considered normal. Might be considered normal, and I can say that with confidence. But before we begin, though, we have to tell you that the FDA has not evaluated any of the comments that we're making. You're going to hear testimonials. Testimonials are purely anecdotal. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. I'm not making any claims that any of these products will treat or cure disease. Engage Global is not making any claims that any of the products that we tell you about will treat or cure any disease. Dr. Prasad is not making any of those claims. He's a scientist, by the way. He's not a medical doctor. So this is not to be considered a substitute for a visit to your primary health care physician. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust when making decisions about your health and well-being. However, the information that you're going to be shared, that's going to be shared with you, can be taken into consideration when it comes to making a decision about your health and well-being, and we recommend that. Take this information into consideration. Our subject is going to be about athletes and micronutrients. You saw the flyer there just a moment ago. Athletes and micronutrients. And you may be saying to yourself, what's a vitamin got to do with an athlete and athletic performance? Well, it's got a lot to do with it. And we'll explain that in just a moment. But I'll tell you what, Nicholas has an Ironman, a triathlete's story. So Nick, why don't you go ahead and let's share Dr. Milton Carroll's Ironman story. Let's hear from Dr. Carroll, and let's hear what he's got to say as to what impact micronutrients had on his life.
Hello, my name is Dr. Milton Carroll, and I am an Ironman triathlete and military veteran. I take a product called Military Micronutrients, or MMF for short. It was designed by the military to help soldiers of the age of 17 to 20 years of age reach their optimal health and peak performance and maintain it even in the stress of the battlefield. Now, last September, I ran an Ironman in Maryland in which my brother-in-law competed with me. It took me 12 and a half hours to do the race. But the neat thing was I recovered in 3 days from that, where my brother-in-law, who wasn't taking the supplement during that race, took him 5 weeks to recover, a significant amount of time in comparison. Now, this last May, I did the St. George Half Ironman and had another competitor on the bike run into me and caused me to wreck at 30 miles an hour. I lost a lot of skin on my hands, elbows, knees, and all over my back, and I sprained my wrists severely. 2 weeks for that skin to completely heal over and be recovered from that accident. I did another triathlon about 4 weeks later because I was completely healed from that. It makes a huge difference. If you're an athlete and you want to have the best for recovery and to enhance your performance, you need MMF.
There we go. That's a
Thank
strong
you.
story. That's a
Yeah.
very strong story right there. Just now, you heard him say MMF. Now, the fact that he said MMS, don't get fooled by that. That's just the original name for the product that Dr. Prasad originally formulated. It was called MMF when it was first formulated for the military. The United States government invited Dr. Prasad to put together a special formula just for the military. The name of the product at that time was MMF, Military Micronutrient Formula. But I'd like to introduce you to the man that was brilliant enough to come up with something that could make that kind of an impact on a person's life. And he's going to explain to us why it is that Dr. Carroll could make statements that he just made about how MMF made that big of an impact on him. Dr. Prasad was the professor of the University of Colorado School of Medicine for 30 years, director of vitamin and cancer research. Dr. Prasad was also the former president of the International Society of Cancer and Nutrition, member of the British Society of Medicine. Dr. Prasad was invited to be a Nobel Peace Prize nominator. He was on the committee for the candidates in medicine. They don't just invite anybody to that, trust me. So we're not talking about someone here who's formulated a Flintstone vitamin. This is a special caliber of scientist. He was the world's first radiation biology PhD, awarded 7 patents on micronutrients. There's 2 or 3 patents pending right now on his formulations. He discovered the anti-cancer potency of vitamin E succinate. Now, if you're scratching your head like I did the first time I heard those words, let me tell you something, that's a mouthful. First of all, with all of my background in nutrition, I didn't even know that there was more than one type of vitamin E. Not only are there more than one type, Dr. Prasad figured out which one, oh, by the way, happens to kill cancer cells. And that's the one he put in his formula. I mean, which one would you want to have in your body? Just in your vitamin C to make your skin feel good, or one that's going to kill some cancer cells along the way? That's the one I think I like. It crosses the blood-brain barrier too, by the way. He discovered that butyric acid, a small fatty acid formed by fermentation of fibers in the gut, also works as an anti-cancer agent. He knows something about probiotics and the gut, folks. He's written 32 books, been published more than 250 times in peer review publications. One doctor scientist said to me, he said, you've lived if you've been published once in your lifetime. Dr. Prasad has been published 250 times, peer review articles. Now, about the 32 books that he's written, I have to tell you, this is a quick snapshot of the 32 books. And I recommend that if you're like me, you should collect them. And I strongly recommend that you should collect this man's books, because the information here is truly capable of making a difference in your life. These are the 2 I suggest that you get first. The one on the left especially, so you don't forget about it. Dementia and memory loss. It's available on Amazon. Just take a screenshot of the QR code, it'll take you right to it. But Dr. Prasad's book it's an educational book written for the public. It provides easy to follow guidelines on how to avoid the risk of memory loss. So the book provides recent scientific information on how to reduce the risk of memory loss and how to improve current drug treatment with the help of micronutrients. Now you take that and you put it side by side with cancer. Oh, by the way, he also has one on heart disease as well. And think about it. Between heart disease and cancer, the top 2 causes of death in this country, along with, brain problems. You have quite a library there. But folks, seriously, it's my pleasure, my privilege to introduce to this discussion Dr. Dr. Prasad. And Dr. Prasad, thank you so much for being willing to join us to have this conversation.
Thank you, Jonathan, for your kind introduction. And I'm here always. Any way I can help people and you, and so I'm always available.
Well, I'm thrilled about that. and always ready to ask you to talk to us. In fact, I already got plans for you to come back on the first week of December. So, but I'll talk to you about that in just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
But before we hear what you want to share with us, I want to show the audience just a quick screenshot of a search I did just a couple of hours ago. And I apologize if this is going in a different direction than you want to go, but trust me, you could just, whatever direction you want to go in is fine. But I want these folks to be able to know
yes,
that this is a relevant topic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to cdc.gov, right? Just cdc.gov. I wasn't no particular agenda. I just went there and I typed in the word athlete and deaths, as you can see right on the screen. And the search results was quite extensive. There's quite a few there. But what struck me was that, look, it goes on past 10 pages. So this is just the first page of it. The first item, can sudden cardiac death of the young be prevented? That's an indirect admission that is happening. Cardiomyopathy, former NFL players at risk, increased risk of death from neurodegenerative causes. Weight loss issues, traumatic brain injury, concussion, high school athletes using smokeless tobacco because I guess they think that it's better, it's healthier for them, brain injury, and so on and so on and so on. Does it surprise you to see topics like this, Dr. Prasad? I know it probably doesn't surprise you, but it shocks.
Yeah. I mean, I used to play myself tennis, competitive, but I know what happens in a sports, various types of sports. And also, there was one that I was aware of because Dr. Boone, who did a study, remember, on heart in a firefighter, he also take care of the retired NFL player. And they have all kind of a health issue. And one of them was neurodegenerative diseases. And so the question would be why this is happening. At the time you play, then you feel great. I mean, when I was playing, but it has a price if you don't take care of that, what is happening to your body. So whenever you want, I can discuss what happens when you are having any kind of a sports where you have excessive breathing of oxygen and excessive tiredness and recovery time, like your colleague was talking about this
Dr.
Ironman.
Yeah.
That's
please,
one of the major problem of recovery, rate of the recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we will do after you are.
Please, no, go ahead. Tell us how that works, Dr. Prasad. Why is it there's so much stress on the body of a professional athlete?
Yes, and I mean, sometimes, So anytime when you have extensive exercise, and most would be that people have a study is a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
It is very extensive, short-term, very extensive, or NFL player,
Mm-hmm.
those two. And most of the sports, but they are the most extensive one according to the literature. And what happens when you do like that, even an NFL player, if when they get a call for a rest, they will breathe pure oxygen so that they have more energy.
Right.
And oxygen is a must to generate energy. But if you take also too much exercise because you got tired and your body feels tired, it will generate energy quickly, and you will feel better and ready to go and play again in a football field. So anytime you do like that, then you are generating a lot of free radicals. This is well-established phenomena. Anytime you use more oxygen, you produce more free radicals. But when you are young, your body has a better antioxidant defense systems, endocannabinoid defense system. You are better equipped to handle it. But you can handle for 1 day, 2 days. But if you are taking you play for a long time, every week, or any player, you play for an hour or 2 hours, that is a lot of free radical production.
Wow.
And they produce the free radicals, then damage occur. then it has to be repaired. And so then you have to have something which can help in the repair of the damage that free radicals has produced. Because if you don't repair that damage, then they will induce the chronic inflammation, which is worst, because then they will start producing a very toxic chemical, additional free radicals and pro-inflammatory cytokines, and then you have a chronic long-term health problem.
Okay.
And so
pause just 1 second there, then, Dr. Prasad. So this free radicals, for the benefit of a portion of our audience that may not be familiar with these free radicals. So oxygen, free radicals, these are all things that can basically take a chunk out of a cell and make a cell be degraded. So the cell itself is degraded. And if the cell is made up of tissues that's connected to an organ, the organ doesn't work as well. So when you're talking about free radicals, you're talking about something that really is causing the body to degrade.
Yeah, free radicals are produced, for example, in all cells, you have a tiny membranous structure called mitochondria. Tiny, very tiny one. But the tiny one is the one which produces energy for the cell, all cells.
Right.
And they are the one who takes oxygen and generates free radicals. And then so free radicals are formed as a byproduct of generating energy.
Okay.
And so, but for example, brain uses so much oxygen disproportionately. 25% of the oxygen generally, when you breathe it, is used by brain.
By the brain.
And so much so that mitochondria cannot use all the oxygen to produce energy. So they leak out and produce billions of additional free radical in addition to producing by the byproduct that it must have it. So it is, and then on the top of that, if you are breathing oxygen or doing extensive exercise, brain, other organ will absorb too, other organ will produce too, because almost all cells have mitochondria.
So
because
free radicals,
without mitochondria, you can't generate energy.
So you got free radicals popping everywhere.
Every place, especially like heart, which is rich. Anytime who have a rich heart, kidney, liver, these are the main, which has a lot of mitochondria because they have to generate a lot of energy to function.
Yeah.
And so, but brain is more susceptible because there are a lot of membranous structure and so on. So then they for example, heart cell and other cells. And so they use a lot of free radicals, and I'm not sure they're aware of. But so the question is what you do to have a good play. And again, next time when you go, you have more energy to play. So I don't interfere with whatever they are doing it. But if you take a micronutrient, for example, say, Amar, before you are going to the field, your body is now has been elevated level, then if you don't take it, and then you go through the field and then play the game. If you're an NFL player, you breathe oxygen, or soccer player or basketball player, makes no difference because it is how much oxygen you are using. This is the important thing.
So the use of the oxygen and the production of the free radicals,
yes,
that's where the issue is.
Right.
So if you're even if you're a runner like this Iron Man.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So recovering from that. So how did micronutrients play a role in this guy recovering then?
Recovery, because you get obviously he had a micronutrient in his body, but other guys had overwhelmed it, and so micronutrient reduces the production, reduces the action, not production, action of free radicals on your system. And then micronutrient, for example, helps to send if there is acute damage, that micronutrient will help immune system to send a anti-inflammatory cytokines to help the repair of the damage.
Okay.
So this is very important to remember. If you have acute damage, like free radical cause damage, the damage send a message to immune system, I need to get repaired. immune system sends not only macrophages and other things, because sometimes tissue get damaged and they have a lot of debris there. Somebody has to clean them. So they not only send a pro and anti-inflammatory cytokines, but also send macrophages. And macrophage job is to clean up the debris which was dead because of the so much extensive damage occurred during free radical damage. So it is a repair process. And so, and of course, as you know, that if it can also repair if the cells are dividing, like in our body, like blood cells and other dividing organ, and bone marrow. So they get damaged too. And so then micronutrient also have the ability to improve the repair capacity of DNA.
Okay. Okay. Two illustrations then.
Yeah.
So for the gentlemen that are here, sounds to me, this is my interpretation of what Dr. Prasad is talking about. So if you've got something that's rusty, let's take oxidized headlights on your car. Do you know you could just take WD-40? Not only will it wipe away the oxidation on it, it leaves a little sheen and protects it. So micronutrients is doing that inside the body. For the women who don't have a clue what WD-40 is, think of sprinkling lemon juice on your fruit salad. Stops it from turning brown. Prevents the oxidation. That's what we're talking about here. But this is inside the body and helps it to repair itself.
Exactly.
Dr. Prasad, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. No, so the athlete, many times they don't realize it. They say, when you're young, maybe this lack of knowledge, but I'm sure that the trainer they have a good diet. But if you have extensive exercise, good diet may not provide, we will provide some value, and you must take a good diet. But if you have a supplemented micronutrient, say, for example, micro daily EMF, you will be in a better shape. And young people have, so they don't have a what you call probiotic issue or intestinal flora issue at this time, a young age. And so if you just take the micro daily EMF, and also I would say that take brain boost, because brain is the most sensitive there. They are the most using it, than liver or any place else. So for athlete, I would say that if you take a micro daily plus the brain boost, because brain is extraordinarily sensitive to oxidative stress, free radical damage, and they also have the highest amount of oxygen that they use it.
Okay, I got it. I took one of these just before so that I would make sure that I was awake. This is what you're saying is mind-boggling. In fact, you know what? I think I have a little clip here that I think I'll be able to play it, Dr. Prasad. And I believe is right in line with what you just said. This was one of the corporate meetings. And this gentleman's name is Mike Ingram. And Mike Ingram, well, let me just let him tell his own story. But from what I understand, he actually played professional football there for a short time. But he had some health issues. So let me see if this will play properly, okay?
2 months, a little over 2.5 months ago. I just couldn't believe all of the things he was telling me about this product. See, what most people don't know, I had a small, short stint with the New York Giants and with the New England Patriots. So I had some knee issues. But at the time, I was having problems with my shoulders, problem with, I thought was my heart, but like most people, I'm private, didn't share a lot of stuff with that. Rob did not know that I had those issues. And he started telling me how the product that Micro Daily was helping him, how it helped his eyes as far as the eye boost and the neuropathy in his feet. So what I did was I ordered the product. I wanted to find out based on everything he was telling me, and I did. So the first 2 weeks on the Micro Daily, the pain in my shoulders went away. The problems that I was having in my heart, the doctor told me, I went to the hospital to check it out. They said it wasn't my heart. They did an EKG, but yet still, every time I came back home, I would have some issues. So much so I was afraid to go to sleep. I didn't know if I was going to wake up the next day.
Wow.
So when Rob called me about this product, I immediately ordered it. And the problem with my heart in the first 3 weeks, I have not experienced it since.
Wow.
Can everybody just say hello?
Hello, hallelujah.
I am excited about it. So I've been
Hello.
sharing this product. I got a room full right now with me now. We're talking about this product now. And what I do right now is everybody that comes within the 3 foot, I got a 3 foot rule.
So what is this, Dr. Prasad?
No, I think, again, he suffered the damage, and the damage was causing, for example, free radical damage they suffered during that time. And since he didn't do anything, so it continued to damage. And as I said, when the damage is not repaired, then chronic inflammation sets in motion. So together, you will have a damage all over your body. And when he took the micro daily and brain boost, obviously, still, now it can prevent any further damage. And then they try to repair some of the damage, acute effect like shoulder pain and everything. This is because of inflammation. It was happening, so much inflammation. I mean, pro-inflammatory cytokines. And so when it got down-regulated, his pain went away. And heart again, when you have that kind of high level of oxidative damage, free radical damage, and inflammatory damage, and you have not taken care when you are playing, this is what happens.
That's
but
the consequence.
Good news is that even as late as he did, still is provided some benefit. That's why I'm very excited to hear that, because, but that's why for a younger player who are doing right now, playing or who will play, they should start doing this kind of stuff so that make you are ready to go. And when you are there, you upload the doses. When you are not playing, you can take say twice, like the regular one. But when you started playing, maybe you take it 3 times a day. Or just before going, make sure just before going, an hour before going to play, you take it so your body has a high level of antioxidant, has not been, and that will be excellent in terms of protecting your body for future damage, such as you just saw on the video. And so
I know for me, Dr. Prasad, I don't claim to be an athlete by any stroke of the imagination. I played a lot when I was a kid, and that probably would account for why my knees started having trouble. But when I started walking I think about a year, 2 years ago now, it was very painful the first time halfway around the block. I was about ready to dial 911. But no question about it. Micro Daily has got it so I can do 3, 4, 5 miles with no problem at all. I don't jog because I'm afraid of the impact.
Yes, yeah. That's okay. I mean, walking is also the best exercise. Just to mention that, just like you mentioned that I used to play, when I was in high school, I played soccer in India. I was fanatic about the sports. When I came here, I played volleyball, again, competitive volleyball, not just for fun.
Uh-huh.
But I enjoyed it. And I played tennis, again, competitive tennis. So my body was, but I was taking a vitamin even at that time. And so even at my age of 87, soon next month I will be 88. But except for some lower back pain that you expect for people who have played that at my age, except that one, I have no issues. I can walk, I can't run, I can't play tennis anymore, but I can walk a couple of blocks and without pain. So
it's pretty clear that that you're still got everything working in your favor. We can see and hear that for ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think folks need to kind of understand that keep it simple, folks. Keep it simple. What Dr. Prasad is basically saying, and what you just heard from the mouth of extreme athletes, one Ironman athlete and one former football player.
Yeah.
This stuff makes a difference in the body. So I highly recommend that you go with Dr. Prasad's choice. This is the one my wife and I take. And I now have my mother-in-law, my 92-year-old mother-in-law, on all of this. And my mother-in-law finally is up to taking higher doses, by the way, Dr. Prasad, of micro daily. And once she got up to higher doses, she is now sleeping through the night. The neuropathy in her legs is starting to go down more and more and more. When I first got here, Dr. Prasad, she had a pain. I just went to hug her and just touched her shoulder. She winced. Not just because it was me, it really was pain. She winced, when I touched her shoulder, and it's no problem. I can give her a hug, a squeeze now. She has no pain there. Her digestive issues, Dr. Prasad, they're all gone. The bloating is all gone. And so she's taking the collagen daily, and all of them, all the, well, except the eye boost. I don't have her on the eye boost yet. I haven't been able to slip that in, but her life has completely changed and improved.
How much she increased it? When you say he increased the dose of
I doubled it, Dr. Prasad. I put her, I have her on 12, about 10 of the of micro daily, the original right now per day. About 10.
Original macro daily 10 and morning and 10 in the evening.
No, about 6 to 8 in the morning and another 4 in the evening.
Okay, so total would be
between
20.
10 and 12.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but it took that. Dr. Prasad, it took getting to that dose for her. Because she's been so deficient for so long. She'd only been taking 1 or 2 for a while because, the family thought that she might have some allergy to it, but that wasn't it at all. So the product, she takes it well. There's no allergy to it. There's no interaction with anything else she's taking. And by the way, she's only taking maybe 1 or 2 meds now, just a little bit of insulin.
Sure.
Blood pressure is under control. Everything is doing much better. So this has been a major change for her and for all of us.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, this is, as I said, for me, for my family. My granddaughter takes the kid formula, and my son takes micro daily EMF and eye boost. And he has not taken as yet collagen, but he's young, so
that's all right. Live long enough, and he will. So let's see if there's any that have. I'm curious as if anyone has had any athletic performance stories that they'd like to share. Rob Martin, I know, has had some benefits with his athletic performance with microdata. So Rob, if you want to share your story, and if anyone else, you got a brief story you want to share, do that. We'll also take a couple of questions while we have Dr. Prasad. So Rob, share your story.
Sure, no problem whatsoever. All right, well, I was introduced to the micro daily products back in May. I was dealing with some diabetes issues, and I started taking the micro daily EMF, the brain boost, the eye boost, and the collagen, and all of my symptoms. And Dr. Prasad, the chart that you made, out of the 9 images, I was dealing with 8 of them.
On the diabetes issue.
Yes. And within a solid 30 days, most of the issues had cleared up. But around the 45th day, everything was done. And I haven't had any more issues, but I've been on a product and I'm still taking my dosage 3 EMF per day.
That's
3 times a day, I should say. But I started working out around 3 times a day.
3 times
a day, yes. And I'm still on that regimen. But I started working out, and I used to be able to get in some walking and running, and I would go maybe 3 miles to 5 miles. This micro daily has got me on a high. I easily will put in, and I'm still working out 3 to 4 times a week. And when I do, I'm putting in 10 to 12 miles.
Ooh.
Unbelievably, yes. And I just turned 63. And the products is just amazing. And the recovery period is one of the most fascinating thing that I found, because I've been a pseudo athlete over the years, and
And as I got older, the recovery period hours to get in another workout.
Yeah.
But the recovery period with the products is the same evening. So I've been working out sometime back
Good one.
Back-to-back workouts.
Yeah.
back to back, and it's been amazing for me. I truly believe that these products has given me a solid 15 years back on my body. I love it, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Dr. Prasad. Really, thank you very much, sir.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Does that blow your mind, Dr. Prasad?
Yeah, I know. You hear those kind of stories, and he's amazing.
Yep.
That's incredible. But Dan Chancellor's got a comment here. And everybody now just keep in mind, folks, that testimonials are anecdotal, but keep your stories brief so we can get in some more questions also. Go ahead, please, Dan.
All right, a year and a half ago, my body got a hold of some botulism and cannibalized itself 100 pounds in 7 weeks. I went from 295 down to 190 pounds, and it ate up my vital muscle groups to the point where 16 to 18 hours a day worth of sleep, couldn't do anything that amounted to anything. After being on the micro daily less than 2 weeks, I was out working 5 hours a day. I was out today working, and it's been on about 2 months. And what the doctor said take 3 to 5 years, I've done in less than 3 months. So, but I am taking a double and sometimes a triple dose of the micro daily MMF.
I guess so.
I'm pushing that baby hard because I'm pushing this baby hard, and I'm 71 years old, and I refuse to lay down yet, buddy.
That's great. Again, toxicity is not an issue on that kind of dose that you are taking. So I'm glad that you are doing well.
Thank you.
So you got these young men in their 60s and their 70s that are bragging about the athletic performance here, Dr. Prasad. These are young, they're boys to you, right?
Right.
All right, very good. So outstanding, Dan. Thank you very much. Dr. Prasad, someone raised a question about when you say that the ingredients are all natural. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit on that? Because some people are so really hypersensitive to things that they need to kind of have an understanding of what natural means. What do you mean by the ingredients are all natural?
All natural means they have for example, they have been isolated from like a plant, algae, and then so they are natural sources. They are not synthetic. There are, for example, vitamin E or beta carotene. They are produced synthetically. Once you know their structure, you can make it. But we have not taken a synthetic one. We have used a natural one to make either vitamin E acetate or vitamin E succinate. So they are derived. But since original, then you can say, why can't you add alpha tocopherol, for example, or vitamin E? Because they are very unstable. If you take purified and don't convert to acetate or succinate form, then you can't use it because they are very unstable, very sensitive to light and oxygen. They will be destroyed. Same thing true is so all the formulation we have, like vitamin A or beta carotene, they have been isolated. But to make it more stable, we put it like in case of vitamin A is a retinol palmitate, for example, and so everything is from the natural sources, means it is not a synthetic one.
It's not synthetic.
Made. Yeah, because synthetic one, we have tested it in case of beta carotene.
Doesn't work as well.
It is not as good as the natural one. And an interesting thing is that one study was shown that the natural beta carotene can prevent in experimental system formation of a conversion of a normal cell to cancer cell. But when you use the same system with a synthetic beta carotene, that it doesn't do anything. And so we were aware of those kind of findings, and therefore anything we have in our formulation, it is all derived from the natural sources means plant or algae or, whatever this.
Well, I can tell you for sure that I think all of us have taken vitamins. And Bernard Dean was one of the most dramatic examples, in my opinion. Man said he had a whole bunch of vitamins he's been taking, and I know he was taking some other things.
For
And,
example, look,
also
if
found
you
out
take it,
your formula, bar none, has immediate positive results in a person's body. Immediate.
Yeah. And because again, for example, if you take example of selenium, and if you take just selenium oxide, it is not absorbed. It is much cheaper.
Right.
But it's not absorbed. And selenium is extremely important for your body. It is a cofactor of the enzyme which makes glutathione. And so it is very important, selenium, and it does some other function. And so, but so that's why in our preparation, we have added selenomethionine. That is the form body uses it.
Aha.
You see?
Aha. So pick the one the body definitely can use. That's it.
Exactly.
There it is.
So same thing about, say, zinc. You could have a zinc oxide, but we did not order zinc oxide. We use a zinc glycinate, which is rapidly absorbed. So we were very careful in these kind of things. And more recently, as you know, original microdaily formula had two synthetic one. One was folic acid, another was cyanocobalamin. So now in microdaily methylated form, we have made them because those are the form body uses it. And so I think, so now it is, our formula is almost like perfect. And I'm glad to hear this kind of reports.
That's perfect. All right.
That you are so quickly, you get the results.
It's perfect. All right. No question about it. And I think the original is dead on, because that's the one, when I take 3 of the original at night, I sleep like a baby.
Yeah, original one again, some people have again, the original one can create a problem only for those people who has a, say, MTHFR mutation, and therefore they cannot convert folic acid to methylated form, which are very small number of people. And so, but for most people, most clinical study they have been done was with folic acid without any adverse report. So original formula, we tested all the experiment we did was the original formula. So I think you only for a small segment of people, you have that problem.
Very good. Very good. Francis Osley has a question. So let's try to squeeze in 1 or 2 of them.
Hi.
Hello, Francis. We lost you there for a second, Francis. Come back. Don't go away.
Got me?
There you go.
Okay. This is Marsha Osley. I'm the daughter of Francis.
Okay, Marsha, go ahead.
I take the package, the Micro Daily EMF, the eye boost and the brain boost probiotics. I take that. I've been on it for 2 weeks. It has given me energy. I've been diagnosed with ocular glaucoma. So I do have blurred vision and dry eye, severe dry eye, and floaters that have not disappeared yet. So it's kind of difficult to see. So I'm asking Dr. Prasad what, and I follow the regimens on the bottles. Do I need to up my dosage?
How long you have been taking?
He's been on for 2 weeks.
I've been on for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think you will see the results if you have in 1 month. We always say 90 days.
Okay.
But if you feel like increasing the dose, for example, eye boost, you can. There's no toxicity. But any result you will see it, especially if you have a glaucoma. My wife had a glaucoma, and not a glaucoma, but it has high blood pressure, which can lead to glaucoma.
Right.
And she has been for 2 months, and when she went to the doctor after that, and then the pressure decreased. Although she was under a standard care procedure, like taking a drops and things like that.
Right.
And
I'm doing that as well, taking the drops.
They helped it to a certain extent. And then after that, they did not improve until she started taking a eye boost, and then it took about 2 months when he went to the doctor again. Then they saw this, that it has dropped 3-4 points.
Oh,
Now
okay.
it's almost like a normal 14, around 14. Mine is 12, 13, you know. Mine is never was any problem. But she has a genetic problem, so, you know, parental. And my son had also genetic because from mother he got it. And he's young, even though his blood pressure was, not blood, the eye pressure was like a 21, 22. And so since I started taking now about the same thing, 2 months, and he went to the doctor, regular checkup, and he dropped to 18.
Can't get the virus.
So,
That's it.
Oh, okay.
so you
that
you
doesn't-
wait and you will see the beneficial effect in a few weeks. And again, if you feel like increasing the dose, you can do it. Talk to your doctor or whatever, primary care doctor, always important. But there is no toxicity, so I can talk about as far as toxicity is concerned, it is not an issue.
It won't hurt you at all, Marcia. So
Yeah.
if you want to double it up, double it up. So come back and let us
Okay.
know how it works out. Okay, Marcia?
Will do.
Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sharon has a question.
Sharon.
Someone may have answered, asked it before, but I wanted to know if you're pregnant, is it safe to take the products? And if you're nursing, is it safe to take the product? And at what age can a child take it besides the gummies? Can they take the microdaily products?
I think, again, this is important to consult your doctor about micro daily EMF or the original micro daily for you. It looks like you are young. And so that will not interfere. This will be, we will be healthier, baby will be healthier. But again, I would say that micro daily, the original micro daily, which has a called micro daily methylated form, would be good for you to take during pregnancy and post-pregnancy as well.
Very good. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we got another hand that's having some technical problems. Bruce Simon has a quick question for you, Dr. Prasad.
Sure.
And Bruce, where are you, Bruce?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I have a question for Dr. Prasad.
Sure.
Dr. Prasad, this is Bruce. Do you remember who I am?
Oh, yeah, you too. You are the same age of mine.
Yeah, same age as you are. Yeah, I'll be the same age as you next April.
Yeah.
My question is, I do take all the products. I do take the collagen, the EMF, and the brain boost, and the eye boost, and I've also put in probiotics. But anyway, I have now this year, I've stepped back on the basketball floor and referee in basketball.
All right.
Good for you. Good for you.
So my question, I've already done some games. I've been taking the products for 9 years, going on 9 years. My first game, I ran great, never got tired. After the game, I felt fine. Next day, never had a sore muscle, never nothing. So to keep me going, how much more should I increase my EMF to keep me good and healthy?
Yeah, I think, again, I think right now what you are taking is sufficient. But if you feel that you need some additional one, you can take 3 times. But I would say twice right now. That's what I'm taking. And you are in excellent shape and you are in very good job. So I would not change anything until you feel that you need to.
Yeah, I'm planning on running about 3 nights a week.
Okay.
Like a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Okay.
So the day I'm going to run, just take AMF. I'm taking 3 at a time. So just take another 3, maybe an hour before I go to the game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That would be very good. That's a good idea. Keep the routine But whenever you're going to referee the game, or when you start running some more, like you said, Monday, Tuesday, or some day in the week, whenever you are going to do some extra one, then that day, just before doing that, take 3 capsule micro daily.
Okay,
EMF.
okay.
So Bruce, do you mind if we give folks a little bit of a dose as to what you do? Because I mean, this whole program here is about athletic performance here. So Jeff has a little video that we're going to ask him to go ahead and share with us. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So Jeff, if you can cue that for us, we're anxious to see it.
I'm Bruce Siemens. Just doing my 35th year at refereeing high school basketball. 35 years ago, I was told I was too old to be a basketball referee. I'm on the 3rd generation of kids refereeing. It has been one of the best things that I've ever done. I enjoy it. I can hardly stand it to go to a ball game and not be on the floor refereeing. That's hard to watch. It has been a great benefit to my family for the things that we've experienced. The stories that have been written about me and those kind of things. I had a lady talk to me and said, you need to get the number of games that you have refereed. I don't know how many I have refereed in both basketball and soccer, but I have got records enough to show that I've done at least 45 ball games and soccer games.
What was that number again?
4,500.
Wow.
If you figure mileage, you figure 3.2 to 3.5 miles on a ball game, and about the same in soccer. If you figure that up, I've run about 6,000 miles. So, as of today, I don't have a pain in my body. I don't have any joints that hurt. I never run out of energy. I never look for a second win. Basketball has been one of the greatest things that I've ever put into my life. And I plan on doing it until I don't know when. I have taken Micro Daily for almost 3 years. It's one of the best things that I have taken for my health. It gives me great energy and endurance. One of the best things that I have done for myself physically. I have also incorporated protein daily and take both of them every day. And between the two of them, it has given me great endurance and energy.
Bruce, tell us how old you are.
I will be 83 years old in April.
Oh my goodness. Wow. It's been an honor to be here and see you in action. This is amazing. If you were to tell anybody anything else out there, what would it be?
I would say that no matter what your age is, you need to be active and doing something. You will feel better. Your life will be more enjoyable, and you can enjoy life much better. But you need to do something actively.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
That's
Jeff,
wonderful.
you
Thank
did
you,
a
Jeff.
good job taking video of that.
Well, it's Bruce, and he's your same age there, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah.
Mentioned he's back on the basketball court, so these products have got to be doing something.
Something right.
That's
Exactly.
beautiful.
Thanks
That's
for
beautiful.
coming on here with us, Bruce. That's amazing that you're.
Thank you. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
doing
thank you
a
very
good
much,
job.
Bruce. Appreciate that. Appreciate your fine example. We look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Way to go, Bruce.
Perhaps for that,
Excellent.
the connection between.
All right, so let's see. We got a couple more we're going to try to squeeze in here, Dr. Prasad.
Okay.
Can we take just a few more? We're
Yeah.
at the top of the hour already, but Freddie, go ahead, Freddie. You have a question.
Yeah, 2 more.
Okay.
I'm asking for someone. She says that she had heart stents and she wants to know if she can take the micro daily.
Yes, there is no interference with a stent or anything else that prescription medication she might be recommended to take. And she can take micro daily without any problem.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Sure.
All right, and Stephanie got her hand up here.
I just had a quick question. For someone that deals with migraines, what would be good for them to take?
Migraine TJ, people use all kind of stuff for migraine TJ. Unfortunate, very, very bad, because once you have it, my wife when she was young, used to have a migraine. But there's some medication available for, but we never have any experience whether or not micro daily can help. But I would suggest that you take micro daily for a month, 2 months, and see if it helps anyone, because we don't have experience, so we cannot say for sure. And therefore, I always take it. My wife takes that, and so that's what I would recommend. Take micro daily. In the beginning, just take the micro daily original one, which is the micro daily methylated form, and then see how she feels about it, and then report to Jonathan whether she had any improvement or not after 30 days, say, for example.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. We had Patricia Dupree had been trying to ask a question for a while there, Dr. Prasad. I want to just try to give her a chance to just ask her question,
Okay.
and then we have to cut off from here.
Okay, fine.
Patricia, what's your question?
Actually, I wanted to know about the effects of the EMF on anxiety and memory loss. I've just started to take it 3 days ago. I don't have a terrible memory loss, but I do have a lot of anxiety, and occasionally we all forget where we put the car keys. And I just wanted to know the dosage, and if anyone has anything to say about how effective it is on anxiety and memory loss.
Yeah, I would suggest that if you are taking EMF, and also I will suggest the brain boost and CBD for anxiety. Combination of micro daily and CBD would be very useful, and since she's having these kind of issues, I will also recommend probiotics. So those are the 3 things that I would recommend for her, and how she feels after 30 or 60 days, and report to Jonathan, and or next time when you come like this, you can give us information. And but I think under that kind of scenario, definitely brain function will improve, and the CBD will help together with micro daily reduce anxiety, and you will sleep better. And if there are some external forces of anxiety that we don't know, and try to deal slowly and try to reduce it. But from micronutrient point of view, this is what my recommendation would be.
And Dr. Prasad, could you kind of clarify on the CBD? Because some people feel when you say CBD that it may not be on a different level. So could you kind of explain?
Yeah,
CBD?
our CBD that we have is highly purified CBD from a hemp plant, and it is FDA approved to be given to the patient, say, who has epilepsy. And so it is extremely safe. It has no THC. So many people are taking, and I'm taking it for a long time. And there was no toxicity issue. And you can sleep better, and take twice, like, I take like a 25 milligram in the morning and 25 milligram an hour before going to bed.
Well, thank you very much. I invited my colleague to hear this because I sent her my link to this site yesterday, and
Sure.
she's having that. So
Yeah.
probiotic, CBD, and EMF sounds like a good choice.
Yeah, that's good. That will be good.
Thank you.
We had one, I think it was Freddie, that shared her story about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Dr. Prasad, that she noticed that she had a car accident. She just backed up, the car just kept drifting or something, and it ripped the door halfway off and everything. But under normal circumstances, that would have sent her into an anxiety tailspin,
Right.
she said. But since she had been on Micro Daily, she said she just calmly told her husband about it and went on inside and had her meeting, her normal meeting, and everything was pretty fine. She never had a meltdown over it. So it definitely had an impact on anxiety. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, good.
So, well, listen, folks, we'd love to take more of your questions, and we apologize that we can't take more, but what we'd like for you to do is you're more than welcome to come back again. We will not have a meeting next weekend because so many folks are going to be spending time with their family because of the holiday and everything. So there will be no meeting on Sunday. So this is official for everyone to know. I'm not having any meeting next weekend on Sunday because just out of letting everybody do their thing with their families. But I am going to ask Dr. Prasad, while I have him right here, right now, would you please be willing to come back on the first Sunday of December and let's have a little conversation about diabetes?
Sure.
Because I think everyone, we all know somebody who's dealing with who's a diabetic and dealing with it. So I think we'd like to do a deep dive in that again because folks are really
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right. So you heard it from Dr. Prasad on the first Sunday of December. We're gonna be talking about diabetes right here. So just mark it down and bring everybody you know. We need to have 1,000 people on this line next week. Okay, on the first week of the month, 1,000 people on the line. Period. That's it. I spoke. But testimonials are purely anecdotal, folks. The FDA has not evaluated any of these comments. Nothing that's been said here is to be misconstrued as a recommendation to use this as a substitute for a visit to your primary health care physician. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust. What happens to one person may or may not happen to you. Engage Global, Dr. Prasad, Jonathan Jones, no one here. We're not suggesting that microdaily or any of these products are treatment or cure for any disease state. Speak to your doctor. But Dr. Prasad, thank you.
Thank you.
What you bring
to the table. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Speak to Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
You can unmute yourself now, folks.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Let's
Prasad.
go.
Happy holiday.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
We love you,
Happy Thanksgiving.
Dr. Prasad.
Thank you. Thank
you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
That man's just been wonderful.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Let's go.
We're going to have a brief business meeting in about 5 minutes right here. So if you want to stick around for an opportunity meeting, stick around.
Thank you, Jonathan.
A couple minutes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. And Tuesday night, by the way, I have another meeting this coming Tuesday and Thursday. You're more than welcome to join us. Same Zoom link is my program.
You said on Thursday as well? You do
on Thursdays.
What time on Tuesdays and Thursdays? What time?
Tuesday, 7 p.m. Thursday, 7 p.m. Sunday, 5 p.m. 7-6-5. Tuesday, 7. Thursday, 6. Sunday, 5. Nick, what happened to the music? What happened, Nick? Bring it back, Nick. Yeah, there we go.
Jonathan, Thursday is going to be Thanksgiving.
Oh, no Thursday. No Thursday, no Sunday.
But Tuesday, we'll have a
Thank you, Jonathan.
We'll miss it.
Over in Oregon.
All right, wonderful. Nice to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
But every week is Thursday, Sunday.
Send us a recording of this today, please. Thank you.
Look on your screen. If you want the recording, look on your screen and click on YouTube.
Men's only call tomorrow. Men's only call tomorrow. Women's only call on Tuesday.
Is the link for the men's call, those calls in the chat?
Yeah, they're in the chat.
Very good, very good.
Right.
But if you want a recording, what do you do?
The recording for this meeting, look on your screen where you see it says YouTube, click on that and then copy the link.
I don't see what's on YouTube.
What just told me?
Okay, where's the YouTube?
Jonathan, I believe you have some true leaders on here today. I love this group.
Bernard.
We have some true leaders. We are going to take this company to the top. I appreciate this meeting, man. Guys, we're in the right place at the right time. I just hope everybody is the right time in your life. Because we're ready to do some amazing things.
Go.
There you go. There you go.
You
Bernard,
click on the live and then it takes you to YouTube.
Look at this, Bernard.
Then you can click on for YouTube.
Hello, Dan.
Bernard, it says
So
91.
click on the live and then
Hello,
you're able
Shelley.
to click for
Go ahead,
YouTube.
Jonathan. What were you saying?
That's the better half of the Dean clan.
Oh no, that girl right there.
Yeah.
That's my strength right there.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
the one
yeah.
that's gonna tell me everything they said at that women meet.
I almost brought your picture up, Bernard. When Dr. Prasad was talking about the oxygen and the brain damage, I almost brought your picture up.
Hey, it's saving me, brother. So therefore, I'm remembering all the things you did to me that were bad and good.
Hello, Miss Dean.
All right, Shelley. Thank you so much for being here.
Just remember the mountains. The top's not there, it's elsewhere.
Yep, it's coming. It is coming.
Let's go.
All right. Now, while we're transitioning,
This.
let it play. You can let it play, Nick. While we're transitioning, folks, I don't you all.
Very still.
Hello there, Nicholas and Priscilla. There's our new groovy dudes.
Hello, Barbara Ugly.
Hello, back at you.
Oh, how are you? How are you, Michelle?
Hey, Barbara.
Hi. Hi, Freddie. Hi, Michelle. And hello, everyone.
You made it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Michelle.
Hello.
I think we're just about able to get started now. Thank you, Nick. Very good. Appreciate it. Fantastic job, Nick. You and Bernard and Jeff. So before we start the opportunity meeting, just a real brief, because I think there are some here for the first time that are wondering if this is an opportunity. Can anyone just share your comment? What is it that what do you think about what you just heard from with Dr. Prasad, the presentation you just experienced? Any comments? Anyone? Just unmute and speak.
It was amazing, but I don't know how you were able to get these flyers that tell about it. Where do you get things like that?
The flyers, usually you get them in your Engage Global app. You open up the Engage Global app, you scroll down to where it says Dr. Prasad events, and every Dr. Prasad event, there's a flyer there for Dr. Prasad events, every one of them, including the one that was done today.
Oh, great. Okay, thanks.
Hey, Jonathan, also people need to know, and you need to go to the person that invited you. And if that person who invited you do not know what this is, then you need to contact someone to just help you to see. You need to become the leader if you don't have a leader, if that makes any sense. We have tools where you can go back and get all the flyers or any images on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. All of that is in your back office, and you have to just learn how to access it.
Yep, very good. Okay. That Engage Global app is a powerful tool for you for just something this simple.
Yeah, it looks overwhelming to me. I go there and I try to figure out, and there's so much stuff there and I can't figure out how to use it.
Scroll down to the part that says Dr. Prasad events and you'll see those. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Elizabeth, your comment, please.
No, I really appreciate the presentation. I am a very technical person, very exact, and I think you hit all the buttons today. I really appreciate it. And I have 2 or 3 people who I think are ready to order from me. Freddie is going to help me do that. The business side really appeals to me, and I think I'll set up according to Freddie. So I really appreciate hearing from the doctor. Thank you very much.
Very good.
And by the way, I'm from Georgia.
Ah, way to go, Georgia. My sister lives in
Atlanta.
All right, very good. welcome to the Engage family. And Dan Chancellor, your comment, please.
Just a quick note in reference to what you said about what we've learned with every one of these personal experiences. What we realize is that life has changed drastically in the last decade and a half. If we don't come up to speed, there's going to be some serious consequences for everybody. So we really are on track with something that will actually solve a lot of those problems. We've just got to handle it carefully and be easy with people. We can over devastate them quickly. It is devastating, but the product will work.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you folks can, we appreciate your comments and we appreciate your feedback. We're going to start putting up some surveys and some polls because we want to know from you the kinds of things that you'd like to hear and areas that you'd like to focus on. We happen to know that diabetes is a hot button for a lot of people.
Sure is.
So, I'm going to start trying to have more diabetes presentations with Dr. Prasad. So if you've got folks who missed the next one, just write down December the 1st though. I think we need to just blow the lines away and just max everything out. Let's get folks here because we're losing too many people and it's a shame.
It's actually December 4th, the first Sunday.
Okay, December the 4th. Thank you very much. So a flyer will be prepared for it. So sometime this week, hopefully, if Taya still hasn't gone on vacation, there'll be a flyer in the Dr. Prasad section on the Engage Global app. So you'll be able to access that and use that to invite people. But it's the same Zoom ID and same password for all of my meetings. Okay, so just briefly, let's talk about the Engage opportunity because some of you may be here for the first time and want you to feel comfortable inviting your folks to an opportunity meeting that we'll be having after these Dr. Prasad events for the benefit of helping them to decide whether they want to join us in getting the word out or they just want to use the product. And we're fine with either way. We're perfectly fine. But we do want them to know that it is a very unique opportunity. My background in network marketing goes back to 2003. That's when I consider, for me, the birth of network marketing. I had failed many times in network marketing prior to that. But that year I was hungry because I had a letter in my hand that said that my house was being sold on the courthouse steps in 2 weeks. No, I think it was like next Tuesday. So I had that letter. And it was not the kind of thing that you're proud of because it was kind of embarrassing at the time. You know, I kept trying to say, now, how am I going to explain to my mother-in-law that her daughter was not in a house? You know, someone else said to me, how are you going to explain to her that you don't have any place to live because she got somewhere to go? So we came up to step into a company, Canadian company, Engage Global Immunotech is the name of the company. And because I was hungry and the product worked and there was a massive demand for it, I went from foreclosure to $10,000 a month in 10 months' time. And in 23 months' time, I reached the top of the company's compensation plan. Prior to that, the only person who had done it prior to that was 5 years. That's the fastest it had been done at that time, was 5 years. So was my hunger, you know, my desperation, was that the motivating force? Was that the driving factor? I don't think so, not by itself. Was it me and my charisma? I don't think so. Was it because I understood the science behind the product? Absolutely not. Because at that time, I could barely say the word glutathione, let alone explain the mechanism of action. But I can tell you now, I would never, ever be in a position where I did not understand how the body works and the basics to be able to help. I've given lectures to rooms full of doctors and to lay people so that all of us can be on the same page. I don't think that knowledge and good health should be an exclusive possession of those in the know. I don't believe that that should be the case. I think we should all have access to it. Be that as it may, I've come to learn that microdaily in my personal opinion, is by far better than that opportunity that I had back in 2003. I believe the engaged opportunity is better than what I had in 2003. And my single top earning month with that company was $30,000. And I sold off that business. I sold it off and walked away from it because I believe this one is better than that. I'll explain why. I think it takes 7 things to really be an opportunity. I think there's got to be a market. There's got to be the right trend. The product has to make sense. The product has to make sense. The company has got to be for real. The compensation plan, that's got to make sense, no pun intended. But it has to. Because if you're not getting paid, why bother? You can't help anybody if you can't help yourself. Business is about business. It's about revenue. Leadership is important. And let me tell you something. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Because to go and invest in the .com today is the wrong time. But boy, was that a great market and a great product. Just the wrong time. But let's talk about the market. Briefly talk about the market. Is there a market for wellness? You better believe that it is. I had a doctor at one of my presentations who said that statistics have shown that 40% of all people in this country are looking for an alternative to conventional medicine. And he said to me, including doctors. He's a doctor. And I had another client who said that her doctor friend, cardiologist or doctor over in California, would not let his doctors give him anything without checking with her. And she was not a medical doctor at all because he refused the medicines that he had to prescribe by law to his patients. He didn't want them. Is there a market for wellness? You better believe that it is. $4.37 trillion market worldwide, 1.2 trillion in the United States. And as far as retail products are concerned, 168 billion. That's a lot of cheese. And this is US dollars now. This is not the peso or the yen. So this is real money that we're talking about here as far as the marketplace is concerned. And then look at the breakdown. And I believe that this must be global. The biggest segment is the personal care and beauty segment. And do you know that collagen is the hottest thing in the personal care and beauty segment right now? And we have collagen as one of our products. The second thing, their nutrition is the second biggest segment of the wellness industry worldwide. Look at the chunk of the market that exists. And we're backstroking in both those top 2 levels right there. So is there a market for what you have? Yes, it is. What about the trend? Is the trend going up or is the trend going down? Well, the people who study this have said that the annual projected growth rate for the wellness market is expected to be 9.9. That's trending upward. Inflation is at 7.7%. So even there, we're on track to outpace inflation. You'll make more money in this market than inflation will be able to take out of your pocket. So that's called being ahead of the train. That's in the front of the train right there, not being run over by the train. That's you in front of the train. So you'll be pulling the train along. And that's just because of the recovery post-COVID. What about the product? I don't have to say a whole lot about the product at all because you just heard it from the formulator himself. I'm just going to say a couple quick things. When it comes to the product, your product needs to be unique, consumable, and there's got to be a demand for it. No matter what market you're in, no matter how hot the market is, no matter what the trend is, what you're selling matters. Is there a market for music today? You better believe it. Ask Taylor Swift. Is the trend down or up? It's completely up. Ticketmaster, their website crashes every time that they put on concerts for Taylor Swift. But is there a demand for 8 tracks? So it doesn't matter how good the market and the trend is. If you're selling 8 tracks, you're out of business because it's neither unique, consumable, nor is there a demand for it. Neither of them. But what about what we have? Microdaily, EMF, from the original all the way to EMF to the gummies. It doesn't matter what it is. They're all unique, completely unique, and they're consumable. The collagen, I just hinted at that one, but this one is actually in a class all by itself. It's a patent pending for this. You may be saying to yourself, if you don't know anything about Engage Global, you should be saying to yourself, Jonathan, are you out of your mind? How can you say that this collagen is unique? When last time I went to the health food store, I saw a wall full of collagen from the floor to the ceiling. This collagen for the collagen. I just got a phone call from someone who said that their collagen has 18 different types. They brag about how many types of collagen that they've got. Not a one of them has enzyme inhibitors. What good are enzyme inhibitors, you say? So what? Enzyme inhibitors. Why? Guess what, folks? There's enzymes in our body that make the collagen leak out. This is the only one that plugs the hole. So it doesn't matter how much collagen you make, if you're leaking it out, what good is it? It's like, I'm gonna just use a Dan Chancellor illustration. If you got a hole in your gas tank, what difference does it make putting gas in it? You're losing as much as you put in. There'll come a point where it's a loss. It's a lost cause. This one is the only one ahead of the game. So that whole health food store full of collagen peptides, swipe left. This is the only one you can swipe right. The only one. It's unique. Gummies, every single gummy. I had a conversation with a client just the other day. She's going on Microdaily herself. She said, is it good for my 15-year-old son? Absolutely. You might want to think about giving the gummies. You may get a better chance of them using that. She said, but he's already using a gummy. It's the first time I ever heard anybody say it. It's the first time I ever heard any parent say that their child was actually using gummies for vitamins. I said, go and find those gummies and throw them out before he puts another one in his mouth. It's substandard, it's subpar. This one is unique. Patent pending. Probiotic, not going to say anything else about it, except that the guy who formulated this one is the scientist who figured out the anti-cancer properties of butyric acid. I'm not saying another word about this. It's unique. Oh, okay, one more word. It's the only probiotic on the market that's acid and heat resistant bacteria. That's all that's in it. Is only acid and heat resistant bacteria. This one is unique. Are they consumable? Every one of them. By the time you get to the end of the month, you're at the end of the bottle. And guess what that means? You need me again. This is called business. Your product has to be unique and consumable. That's how you get paid. So, unique, consumable, check, check. What about demand? Is there a demand for this? I can just skip these slides altogether, except I'm going to show you one. Heart disease death rates spiked during COVID-19 pandemic, erasing years of progress. They've been studying heart disease for 75 years. And the COVID-19 pandemic caused the heart rate to spike. And you see that? This is according to the American Heart Association. This is not according to Jonathan Jones, Engage Global. That's a headline, a news release by the American Heart Association, erasing years of progress. Is there a demand? Yeah. Oh, by the way, Microdaily has a patent that includes the words heart health, micronutrient formula for heart health. We have stories for our stories of individuals who claim that their cardiologists practically bowed down and paid homage to them because of the results, the way that their labs look, the way that their EKG look. We have Freddie right here in this meeting right now, who said she couldn't walk from one room to the next without being out of breath. And a week after she's on Microdaily, she's walking 12 blocks. It doesn't make any sense. Sorry, just doesn't. But there's a demand for it. She won't stop taking it. Wave your hand, Freddie. Wave your hand, Freddie. Just wave. Any hand, left hand or right hand. I don't care which one. Okay, there we go. She's waving them both. she won't stop taking it. So is there a demand? There's a demand right there. Anybody who's been in her shoes, there's no question about it. And there's a bunch of them in that same situation. And look at the headline. Heart disease death rate has spiked during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's where we are. Go to the CDC's website. Every major category is on the rise, including all-cause mortality. So I have one question for you, just one question. Who needs this product? Who needs these products? There's probably a better question. Who doesn't need it? There's not a single person who does not need these products. Everyone does. So the demand is off the Richter scale. We just have to notify people. We got to let them know about it. That's what makes it an opportunity, all right? So market, trend, product. What about the company? The company is a 10-year-old startup company. They've worked out all the worst part. They've gone through their worst years already. Most companies don't last past 5 years. This company has just passed their 10th year. They just had their 10th year anniversary. That's where this is right now. So that's pretty good. The people who study network marketing say that if there are less than 100,000 distributors in a company, then you got with less than 1 million customers. So 100,000 distributors, 1 million customers, you got an opportunity. Guess what? There's only about 1,000 distributors in this company right now. 10-year-old company with only about 1,000 distributors. We're in the sub-basement. This is a ground floor opportunity. It's not even at the ground floor yet. This is an unbelievable opportunity. Folks who are in this meeting right now, I'm going to predict this. I believe that there will be at least 10 people on this meeting right now by next year that will be making at least $5,000 a month, at least $5,000 a month. I know that. I know that because I think most of them are right in my own group because I know the path that they're on right now, the trajectory that they're on right now. At least 10 people that's on this meeting right now, I believe will be making at least $5,000 before next summer, by next summer, somewhere in that area. Okay? This is the brain behind the science. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just really impressed personally with the fact that this man was a professor of medicine for 30 years. I'm really impressed that this man was part of the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee. I think that's a major deal. That is a major deal. I'm impressed that this man has been published more than 250 times. This is top level scientist right here. This is not your average scientist. This is not some kid who went to medical, to school, to college and came out of it and said, I'm gonna be a scientist and formulate products. No, this man has forgotten more than most college graduates have learned. And he partnered up with this man here who understands business. He happened to have deep pockets, formed a company, Engage Global, which is where we are right now. He was funding venture, he was a venture capital funder. He's the guy who was writing checks, funding startup companies. Someone called him up and said, I think you better take this one for yourself. And so he did. And we're very fortunate that these two people have teamed up. So the market is hot, the trend is phenomenal, the product is off the Richter scale. We got a rock solid company, a 10-year-old startup. What about the compensation plan? Very simple. It's quite unique and it's called a predictable pay plan. You get paid by team bonuses, you get customer commissions, and you get a unique all of it bonus. Nothing like this comp plan anywhere in the industry. It's kind of a hybrid, but there's nothing like this one in the industry. A little bit about the team bonus. When you build a team of affiliates, a team that's looking to do the same thing that you're doing, whatever your team does, you make between 5 and 10% of whatever that volume of that revenue is. So if your team has 3,000 points, which is roughly $3,000, 90% of that will be the dollars, then you're making $300 per month. If your team is selling about $100,000 in volume, then you're making about $10,000 a month. That's it. It's a predictable pay plan. So whatever your volume is, That's how much you're basically getting paid, roughly about 10%. The lowest you'll be making is 5% on the overall, on the whole volume. Okay, because you got to reach certain levels. That's what this is. Okay, most companies pay about 3% or less. What about the customer commissions? Well, customer commissions is actually very simple. Very simple. You get 6 customers. The average monthly purchase of all customers, even right now, is about $190. 6 customers, and you're making yourself $228 per month. So for some people, that's taking care of some incidentals. That's taking care of insurances and maybe their utilities. For some people, it's taking care of whatever. That's what $228 does for them. 16 customers, and then you're making yourself $912 per month. That's your monthly residual income on 16 customers, $900. If you have 32 customers, your monthly residual on those customers is $1,800. So you're paying your utilities with the first one. You're making half your rent payment with the second one, or maybe a car payment. Yeah, you could buy yourself a nice car. You can probably buy a Jaguar with $900 a month. But the last one there, you actually could potentially be making your rent payment or a mortgage payment with that last one. So this is life-changing income. Just 32 customers, just 32. And listen, when I was working with Immunitech, their pay plan was centered around 20% on customers. And did you hear what I said I was making with that company? That was every single month. I was averaging somewhere around $12,000 a month with that company when I wasn't working. I took years off to do volunteer work, Hurricane Katrina disaster relief work, Wilma disaster relief work, years not working. I was still getting $12,000 a month in income. And that was it was a 20% customer compensation plan. This one goes all the way up as high as 30%. You see it there? As high as 30%. So 20% is on the low end. You can get all the way up to 30%. So what about the all of it bonus? So those are the main things: the team bonus, the customer commission, and now the all of it bonus. What exactly is that? Very simple. Step number 1, you sell a bundle to either a customer or an affiliate. Okay, sell a bundle. Step 2, get paid. All of the upfront money goes to you. Is that pretty clear? For some people, that's not clear. That doesn't make any sense, because normally when you sell something, you get paid a percentage of the sale, but this one says you get it all. Well, let me show it to you here. Maybe this screen here will make it clearer. Dr. Prasad Choice is the one we recommend, $257. And your pay, when you sell one of these, if the person goes on subscription, they're going to agree to have it for 3 months, basically. You get paid the whole enchilada on the front end. You make the front end money. You're not making 25%. You're not making 30% of the sale. You make 100% of the sale. That's what you earn when you sell one of those. Does that blow your mind? Is it still not clear? I'm going to put it to you another way. Dr. Prasad Choice, you sell one of those, you get the whole enchilada. You sell $256, you make $256.94. That's it. Sorry, he really can't get much clearer than that. I told Dave DeMelka that he lost his mind when he came up with this one, but he has a good reason for it. It makes pretty good sense, because 90% of the customers with this company remain on the products. So he decided to pay you, the distributor, the affiliate, first, and he would take the chance on whether the customer would stick around or not. That's just a business decision on his part. So he's not psychotic. He does not need brain boost, although he is taking it. He made a business decision to invest in you. You get paid first. He would wait for his money. That's brilliant. That's like advertising, is what that is. But it's the best form of advertising, because the people that you reach are people that it would take millions of dollars to reach. So that's wise. Look at how the numbers show up. While you're making $228 per month with your 6 customers, you would have pocketed $1,100, $1,140. While you were making $912 on your 16 customers, you would have pocketed more than $3,000 along the way. And the same is true with the 32 customers. While you're building up $1,800 in monthly residual income, you would have pocketed $6,000 along the way. Not bad, huh? I'd say it's not bad either. So think it through, folks. Think it through. We're talking about a market trend. Got this stuff that just popped up on my screen. Don't know why. Okay. Got a market for what you're looking at. The trend is going in the right direction. The product is out of this world. The company is impeccable. A 10-year-old startup company. Compensation plan is like nothing else out there. What about leadership? Well, you tell me, do you think that there's enough leadership taking place right now? The company puts on these events. And most of these events, these are the dates that are outlined in red. Most of these events, Dr. Prasad is there. Any of these events, the CEO will come to. I've got the president lined up to come to one of our meetings to interview him, to get his insight on it. We will be talking to the CFO as well. I'm going to introduce everybody to all of customer service. You'll get to know the whole company. They are the ones behind making you successful, and they're accessible to us. But in addition to this, there's a whole lot of meetings that's not even on the schedule that's taking place. I mean, look at this group here. These are the legacy. This is the legacy team right here. Jeff and Helen Ashby, Coraline, myself, and Beth Sturdivant. Everyone there is having meetings all week long, several times a week. Yeah, my meetings are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So if you're on my group, you've got access to those. But in Corlene's group, she has one of her leaders that has a meeting every single day at lunch. And Coraline also has meetings on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, about an hour after my meetings. She's got meetings. So it doesn't matter when and where you want to be, there's meetings taking place. Within my group, we have individuals like Freddie that's hosting her own meetings, Bernard hosting his own meetings. We got leaders that are having meetings with small groups constantly. There's a massive amount of support. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Here's that core group. These are the freedom leaders. These are all part of the growth team. These are the ones that's working the hardest in the company. And this number is growing every single month. This number is growing like crazy. Last month, we had the first husband and wife dual freedoms that joined the growth team last month. So that's Bernard and Michelle. So that was kind of an amazing thing. Bernardine and Michelle both became members of the growth team at the same time. They both hit the freedom level simultaneously. Never happened in the company before. Then there was others on this same list. There's two of them. I think it was this gentleman here, and I believe it was
oh, now I lost it again. Now I've got safe driving mode on.
Someone else that was not is not shown. Can we make sure we mute if we're not if you're not talking, not presenting?
You're welcome to stay here.
Co-host, can you handle that, please? So anyway, there's someone else on here, but they actually surpassed the freedom level in 3 weeks. See now, Bernard and
You're muted, Jeff.
You got unmuted.
I got muted while the whole master mute got put on. So anyway, during this time period, at the same time that these individuals here, the green went freedom, Bernard and Michelle, it took, I think 2 months, 3 months or so for them to go, 3 months to reach the freedom level. But there's individuals in this group that reached the freedom level within the first month. It was about 3 weeks time that they reached the freedom level. So they're on fire. So right now, this company is going into momentum. I'm not even sure that it's hit momentum yet, but there's a momentum taking place now that has never been experienced in this company ever before. And listen to me, I'm not sure we're actually in momentum yet. I think we're just barely, really, truly getting started. So that kind of leads right into the last part of this. Timing. Market, trend, product, company compensation plan, check. All of those across the board. If I'm looking for an opportunity, every single one of those 100% all the way down. But it was Warren Buffett who made this statement that really caught my attention as far as timing is concerned. He said, a great investment opportunity occurs when a marvelous business encounters a one-time huge but solvable problem. The fact that there's only two kinds of people in this world, those who are sick and those who don't know that they're sick. The fact that is the current state of affairs is a huge problem. The fact that cancer now is in the 1 out of every, it used to be 1 in 60, 60% had it. Heart disease is still number one. And you can see there's a spike. Cancer is on the rise like crazy. Diabetes, 130 million. So that's 1 in 3. 1 in 3 that are diabetic or predisposed to diabetes in this country. And the list just goes on and on and on. It's a huge problem, but it's solvable. We can't claim that any of these products treat or cure disease, but you sure have something that can help. The timing could not be better right now with this company, with this product, at this moment in time. And then to make matters worse, all you got to do is get back with the person who invited you to this company, because you can join as an affiliate for only $30. And I'm serious. I'm almost embarrassed to tell people that. I would rather tell you that it's going to cost you $1,000 to get in on this opportunity. I really would. In fact, I may even change the slide to say that it's going to cost you $1,000 to get into this opportunity, and then just discount it down to $30. I just don't like saying this. It doesn't make any sense that you can get in on this for $30. But you do want to go ahead. Okay. Let's say 300. All right. So let's just say 300. It makes me feel a little bit better. I should change that slide to say 300. Okay. Cost you $300 to get in. So $270 for your Prasad Choice package and $30 membership fee. Okay. There we go. So now I feel a little bit better. Cost you $300 to get in on this opportunity. But get this as a subscription. Don't just buy a one-off. And the reason you want to go with the biggest package is because I'm telling you, since I came into this industry in 2003, the question I got asked the most, mind you, I was closing anywhere between 3 and 5 people every single month and selling $500 kits every single month. That was how I built my business. I didn't do it on a fluke. I was selling between 3 and 5 $500 kits every month. You know what they would ask me? How did you start? What did you do? That's the number one question. You say to yourself, what do I want my prospect to do? What is the behavior I want them to do? Then do that. If you want them to come in for $30 and an eye boost, spend $30 and get an eye boost on subscription. And that's what every single person who follows you will do. And it'll take you probably good 10 years by my calculations, my quick calculation, 10 years to get up to about $1,000 a month in income. If you got 10 years, cool, that's be fine. But if you want to speed it up a little bit and help people along the way, set the pace. Set the pace. Buy the Dr. Prasad's Choice package and answer the question when it's asked to you. How did you start? And you can say, well, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I bought the Dr. Prasad Choice bundle. If that man says I need it in my body, I'm putting it in my body. He knows something about science. So that's the bundle I went with. That's what I put my family on. Then you're in business. So you just can't get any better than this. So engage the Micronutrient Company. With this opportunity, you can take charge of your tomorrow today, right here, right now. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. Any questions? We happen to have Jeff with us right now also, the top earner in the company.
Jonathan.
Not the top earner in the country yet. So he's working on it though. Yes, go ahead, please. Your question. Michael?
Dr. Vincent, you did a great job, Jonathan.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vincent.
I call you Professor Jonathan. You do a great job. I got to say that I had a surprise this week. I've been in the business since September 2nd. And
one of the ones, by the way, that went freedom almost on day one. This is one of them right here. This gentleman here. Go ahead, sir.
And I decided not to look at my back office and see where I was at because I didn't want to take my foot off the gas pedal.
Can I borrow a little bit of money?
So I decided to get my information, go to the back office and see where I was at. And to my surprise, they say it's 99% to Freedom 2. That was last week. And then I checked a half hour later, it went out to 93%. And I kind of panicked and called Corleen. I said, how did I go from 93 to 99% Freedom 2, now down to 93% in 30 minutes? She said, Dr. Vincent, you're now 93% to Freedom 3. I said, what? So I brought in Carlos Alvarez. He's one of the biggest people in this industry. And I wanted to see what he's going to do, because people can say it and not do it, but he's been doing it. And I'm just so impressed with these products. And I got to say, Jonathan and the whole team, I told my team on a conference call yesterday that I want my team to also focus on bladder incontinence. People know that I have bladder incontinence from the Flint water crisis, and they know that I've been going through hell with a swollen prostate and bladder incontinence. And the people that ride with me out of town know that I got to stop every hour or so, 2 hours, at a rest stop to change my Depends. And I have a schedule for the Depends department, Jonathan. I know that 3 a.m., set my alarm clock to change my Depends. If I don't, I'll wet the bed. So last week, I started doing 2 of the probiotic before bed and 2 during the day, like I put a patient would do on antibiotics. I did that for 2 days, Jonathan. I got up at 3 a.m. to change my Depends, and it was dry.
Oh my goodness!
Go from 8 Depends down to 2. I'm counting my health recovery and how many Depends I need per day. It's just, I thought, wow. So folks, just the micro daily, the probiotic and the collagen, people can afford the whole pack. You'd be surprised, Jonathan, how many folks are wearing Depends 50 and over and not saying a word because they're embarrassed. I speak my mind. I wear Depends. I'm getting off of them. Have a testimony, folks.
That's beautiful.
A testimony. So I'm excited, Jonathan. You're doing an excellent job. Excellent job. And these are the best products in the world.
I 100% agree with you on that one. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate your feedback. And appreciate your sharing that story with us, Sir Frankness. Any other questions or comments? Someone just raised a question: how to get a copy of this this opportunity meeting. We're going to do this every week, so we're not stopping. I think everybody needs to know about this opportunity. So I personally am not letting up on this at all. But if you want a copy of the entire meeting, the whole thing has been recorded. It's all live stream right now. So just look on your screen, and up at the top of the screen where you see it says live or YouTube, click on that. And that gives you the opportunity to copy the link. And then you can just fast forward to whatever parts of it you want to share with somebody else. And let's get the word out. Let's help people with this. Carolyn, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I do appreciate both you and Bernard as far as our team is concerned. You're doing a very good job. I was going to send you an email and just tell you that, but I thought, well, might as well just tell you now. Jonathan, I know you're very busy, but you still find time to send us these little personal stories, something that we can click on really quick or sent to someone. And that's so convenient. And we appreciate you taking the time to do that. And also Bernard, he make himself available all the time, anytime, you know, we need to call him, he's available. He really and truly, you know, tries to do everything he can to make us be successful. I'm not used to having that with a network company, you know, not used to having, you know, the leaders take the time like you all do to try to make the affiliates, you know, more successful, having these different trainings and so forth. You know, that's a lot of time. And I know both of you are busy. Both of you are family, you have family. So I just want to say, you know, and I'm sure I echo this for, you know, all of those under your team, that we appreciate all you are doing, all the extra work. It's not in vain. It is helping your team to actually grow. And just want to say thank you to both of you.
Thank you. Appreciate your feedback. And you're right. We are determined.
Jonathan,
that every one of you be successful. We're determined. We are committed to that. No question about it. I heard someone call my name there. Please.
Jonathan, hi, this is Rob over in Oregon. Thank you so very much for everything you've done. You are amazing. Thank you, sir. Taking a lot of notes and learning quite a bit. So I just started my micro daily EMF and the collagen. And I just have one quick question. So if I order the Brain Boost, the probiotic, or when I order it, and the Eye Boost, does that come to $100? I forgot. I guess I can call the company and ask them. Because I have a lady, she wants to spend a lot of money and like $400. And I go, whoa, wait a minute, I want to make sure when I meet with her again that we do this correctly. Because see, I want consistency. I want these people on it for forever, for months to come, because that little reminder last week on Sunday with the RSV, that's like, wow, that's no joke, and I just turned 69 and I don't have time ever to play games with health. And I thank you and Dr. Prasad and all the people at corporate so very much for the hard work that goes into making Engage Global what it has become, and what this company is wide open. I mean, I think everybody
just getting started.
Oh, I mean, everybody should become a legacy director, but it's not always about the money. It's about the consistency and about people that are going to stay with us long term. I don't want folks that are going to be here today and gone tomorrow and be jumpers. Been there, done that. No, no, no. And you should share that with your people. You don't want jumpers. I've been there, and it's not good leadership. It's very poor, and they're doing it only for the money. And it's got to be, the company will eventually, I'm sure, pay more when the volume is added. And I know you're our owner. That's right. He graduated from what's it, Wharton Business School. Is that correct?
Yes. Wharton. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's impressive. Anyway, I wanted to just wish you and your family and your entire team a very happy Thanksgiving. Are you going to do anything this week up to Thanksgiving, or are you finished?
Tuesday for sure. Tuesday we're doing at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Same link channel this Tuesday. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate everything.
Thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate your comments. Bernard, you had a comment, and Freddie, or question.
Well, Jonathan, first of all, I want to thank you for an excellent presentation. And I want everybody on here to understand. You need to understand this. The purpose of training at the end of the opportunity meeting is not just to train you, but to train you to train others. See, everybody here have to understand this. You have to understand this. When you bring people on board, there's a commitment, dedication, opportunity for the people you bring on board. The very first thing you need to teach them, the very first thing, is that when you go on these back office or virtual back office standing, the very first thing you need to teach them is about the products. Now, I'm going to tell you why. When you look at the products, when you bring up 25%, it tells everything that the product does. Everything the product does. If you don't know what the product does, how will you know the combination to give them for whatever their product is? You won't know it. I promise you, you won't know it. When I hear somebody got a problem with remembering things, you go into the room and you don't know why you're there. You go in there for the keys, but you think about whatever. Then first thing I'm gonna do is micro daily and CBD. Brain fog is huge. If I hear somebody want to come in there and they have a problem with their eyes or whatever, then I know it's going to be the micro daily and the eye boost. In general, they want to know if they get a great, what is the best combination you can use in general to see some results. I'm going to recommend the premium, or I may go to the optimum and then work down to the premium. But if you don't know what your products does, then why would your people follow you? You can make upfront money quickly, but the real money is on the back end when people see that the basics are happening for them.
Exactly right. They go forward.
They go forward. So if I had to say anything to everybody on this, because I had my little segment where I had 5 minutes because I want to make sure I keep it down to 5 minutes. But if I had to recommend something to everybody on this call, right now we got 72 people. The other people that left, they had left for whatever. But the 72 people.
Things to do in their life.
If you want to be a success in this business for $40.50, because that's what it costs to get involved, become a model or an example for the people that you bring in this business. Every failure you've had, whether it's Avon, Mary Kay, Malaluka, Nomi, I don't care what you went through. All of it led you to here that we got the most validation through Dr. Prasad. We got a company to have an owner that want to make sure everybody, by the way, everybody I brought on here, we got 53 people on here right now, and I'm almost at a guaranteed over $2,000 a month of 53 people.
Doesn't make any sense.
The place where I just left, I had 300 some people. I couldn't even make $100. Couldn't even make it. Every single person I brought aboard, they didn't look at the money. Look at helping people and everything else will take place. Right now, if you take and call these people, when you call them and you get products, you need to get on the phone and tell them, all right, are you taking this? Blah, blah, blah. This is what you need to do. About 3 or 4 days later, call them up again, tell them the same thing. You need to follow up. 50 plus people will get you everything you need to make you a believer in the company, the product, the person that designed it, and everything. I promise you, you will never get this opportunity again. You won't get it. Because most people, you can't even find who made the product. They just put it together and then they throw it out to you and you can't even process the probiotic. If you don't get the probiotic, it can't process it anyway. So all I'm saying to y'all is this. You've always wanted that one time. You ever heard that? Give me one time to be successful and I'll do it, but I need the right company. I need the right product that works, that promises more than it really delivers. That company has to be something that'll take me to the point in this day and time with all the viruses going on, everything going on. You need to believe in you before anybody else will believe in you. If you don't have that, find something else. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. Once you believe in something, every one of the people I brought in here, they've never made money in network marketing. Within 3 to 4 weeks, they've gotten more than they've ever received in network marketing. No, not because of the plan. They did it because they believe in the product, and everybody called them up and said, what the heck is this stuff? One guy told me, he says, Holy Spirit in this stuff. A guy actually called me up and told me that. If you don't believe in you, if you don't believe in your customers, if you don't believe in the company and the opportunity, you will never make it. Go punch a clock.
Yeah.
But I promise you, and this is my end because I put a 5-minute thing on this. You have finally arrived at the right company, the right time, the right product. The real question you got to contemplate, because it should have been 200, 300, 400 people on this call. The real thing you need to contemplate is it the right time in your life? Because I tell you, I love running 3 miles a day instead of around the block twice. I love lifting a lot more than I've ever lifted. I love doing all my little things where I was only doing my 30 and now I'm doing 150. People, you need to know what you got in your hands. If you don't, go find something else. Because I promise you, you will never come across this again. This is me. And this is my thought. I'm sticking to it. And I look forward to seeing all of you at the top because the bottom sure is crowded.
Let's go.
So Bernard, how true is it that when I say that there's about 10 people on this meeting that's going to be making at least $5,000 next summer? How true
I heard
is that?
something last week that blew me away. That's why I know most people on here don't believe this. I know y'all don't see this. This company around 10 years, you got less than 1,000 people working this business. Out of all the millions of people, you got 1,000 people working this business.
Found this one.
Everybody needs to realize this is your opportunity to make it to the top. Guess what? Right now, I hear people say, I keep calling them and they keep saying no. Why you keep calling them?
Move on.
Don't talk somebody into good health. Move on. It's just like going in a restaurant and says, do you want a cup of coffee? No. Do you want a cup of coffee? No. Do you want a cup of coffee? Finally, somebody looks and says, yes, pour me a cup of coffee. Realize that you're not going to get that person until later on. Right now, when you call them, they ain't in pain. But the world we live in with all the stuff that's going on, I promise you, there's going to be a time they're in pain. The first person they think about is, well, Claudia Figures called me up and told me that if I try this for a month, I ain't going to be in pain. It may not be at the time you wanted them to, but it's at the time they needed to hear it. So learn this. Come on here every Sunday. Invite your people. Invite your people. If you don't connect them, they'll never know you got what you got. And then at the end, when it comes to the business, listen, go to the back office, train your people. If you don't know what's going on and your people call you up and ask you something about the back office, you say, well, I don't know. I ain't been back there. Why are they going to take it serious if you don't? So you need to become a leader to lead your people. Some people look at it and say, I've never done this before. Okay, fine. I understand that. But if you do it one time, that's the kind of business you're in. You do it one time, you'll never have to do it again. This is a business that you can move to Ecuador. You can move to Portugal. You can move anywhere you want, and you could disappear for 6 months, and your network will grow whether you want it to grow or not.
It'll still
People,
be there.
if you don't know what you have in your hands, you can't teach people to be in the same mentality. You can't teach them. So all this stuff, every single person I brought in this business so far made money in 2 to 4 weeks. Every one of them. They've never done this. You got a product that works, a company with integrity, loyalty. I'm telling you, and this is the end, by the way, I'm telling you, this is your time to shine. It's up to you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Bernard. And I showed you that screen because when Bernard said that he's got 53 people and
we missed it, Jonathan.
Oh, that screen never showed up?
No, go ahead and show it again.
That's a shocker. But when he said that he had 53 people, you just look at the numbers. Now, the numbers here is what Dave Nemelka shared and was based off averages. So if he's got 53 people and he's making $2,000 a month, it's just not far off from what's being said here. It's just not far off. The numbers just don't lie. So you can be in positive cash flow in a very short period of time, with this company. So I personally have just never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. I saw a couple more hands there. Freddie had a question.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm on my phone. I get a little confused with it. Yeah, I wanted to ask you again about that all of it bonus. So you're telling me that let's say if I sold a bundle to 5 people in a week, or let's say 5 people in a month, 5 new people, and they became preferred customers, or they agreed to get the subscription and hopefully stay with it for 90 days, as Dr. Prasad suggested. So you're telling me that if it's the Dr. Prasad's choice, that I will make $250 on each one of those 5 people?
That's pretty good. I'm impressed. I am impressed. I'm completely impressed, Freddie. Now, there are some stipulations and there's some fine print. You get the first $150 by Thursday of that week. You have to wait for the other $85 until after the 3-month subscription runs. But you earned off that sale $256.94. Now, why does he hold your other $85? Because the customer might change their mind. The customer might say, oh, no, this is not working for me. I expected that I was going to grow 40 years younger. I'm 60 now, and I expect it to literally be 20 years old. So it just didn't do what I expected it to do. I want my money back. So the company can't afford to just give away the entire $256.94, and some unreasonable person decides that they want to get their money back, because, again, 90% of all customers stay on the products. And there's no question about what it does. The science can't lie. The science does not lie. And I have recorded now too many testimonials of people. I don't know. They don't even know each other, but some of them are saying the same thing. They don't even know who the other persons are, and they're saying the same things. Their doctors are saying the same things. So the products work. So I hope that answers your question, but yes, that's how they pay.
Okay, thank you.
Not bad.
Jonathan, this is Dr. Pacola. Would you go on and explain to those who would sell this same package to the to our veteran, because they aren't understanding why they aren't getting that 256? Explain that to them, please.
A veteran that sells this package?
A veteran, one who purchases it.
Who purchases it? Well, the veterans are getting this package at 50% off. So that's a different conversation altogether. The veteran program is not even part of this conversation. The veteran program, they're being treated completely special. They don't even pay what we pay. So,
well, when somebody asks why I say that I sold this and I only got $77 back, when you sell it to a veteran, that you don't get back, because
the veteran got the discount.
Is different, and it needs to be, and you need to understand the philanthropic portion of our program that is in place every day, 365 days, and the company and the affiliates enjoy the benefits of being able to give back to our veterans. And so, no, you don't get the 256 back on this package when you sell it to a veteran. However, you will get it times and times over as that veteran goes out and share it with their family members and others that they know, because the product absolutely works. Okay.
There it is. Thank you very much. Couldn't have said it any better. Frederick Irvin.
Hey, thanks. I'm just amped. Like I used to say back in the day, I'm super duper dip, like a Dunkin' Donut and all of that, like hot buttered popcorn on all 4 sides, just to be sure. So, so check it out. I just signed up one person. I put it in the chat. They bought a product. Next thing I know, I'm in my, I get a commission for $77. I'm like, where the hell did this come from?
How did that happen?
I've never been in a company that did that. So when you say what you say, I can say for sure that definitely will happen. I've never had that happen to me ever. Okay, what kind of business are we doing? Thanks.
Yes, sir. I asked somebody, I said, listen, if I sell one of these, if you sell one of these for $80, how much commission do you think would be fair? And they said 20%. They would be a fair commission. So 20% of $80. See, 10% is $8, another 10%. So $16. They'd be satisfied with $16. But just like you, they would see $77 show up in their pay. That don't make no sense. And I can't understand. I don't understand how everybody not kicking the door down right now.
Yo, I was looking around to see if am I still in here? What's up? Did anybody? I'm looking over my shoulder now.
You ready to go turn yourself in, right?
Yeah, this is real, folks. But more importantly, forget about the money. I'm interested in what it's going to do. My stuff comes tomorrow. I keep getting dings on my phone, let me know it's on the way. My friends are getting it. Carlos turned me on to this. He had, his issues with neuropathy and stuff. And I just had a mild case of that under my right foot. And I'm also a cancer patient too, by the way. I'm recovering from prostate cancer for 10 years. That's starting to creep back up. And I have a tumor on my kidney that we're monitoring. And I'm okay. I want to let you know I'm fine, but I'll do anything to take and this product that will help improve my health. And this seems to be the one, and I'll end up with this. I remember we used to take another product years ago called NatureBurst, which was wonderful. It did amazing things. The testimonies that I heard over there, I'm hearing here. So this is why I'm excited, and I'm, like I said, I'm super duper dip like a Dunkin' Donut. So,
Well, I can't wait to hear your story. Make sure you don't play around with it now. Take a lot of it. Don't play with it now. Take it seriously. So you got to be aggressive in your situation. Hang on, Bob Evans. Michael Wright.
Good evening, everyone. Great hearing your voice, Jonathan. It's knocking it out the park. Testimonies will just still keep kicking me all over the place, and I'm like,
mind-boggling.
Yeah, and I've been a little funny on the conversation, but I'm like, you know what? I just keep hearing these testimonies, and I know what my mom is going through, and I haven't gotten on, but tomorrow I will be on board.
All right.
Tomorrow the product will be ordered. And I just want to, and I'm not total, but it's like the situation. I bring a couple of people in. And I know you're saying this is not trying to make it a network marketing company. I'm just trying to understand, just to say that if I brought a person in and they brought a person in, so it's what, 2 levels, something like that, 2 or 3 levels, or is it grouped?
Everybody. If you bring in 500 people that's part of your team,
okay,
you're getting paid on the whole team. It's what the team does. Okay. It doesn't matter where they are.
Okay.
You're getting paid on the whole team. You have stipulations.
Right.
You have to have a nice balanced team.
Okay.
So my recommendation for anyone building a team is to personally sign up about 4 or 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
The ideal perfect scenario is personally sign 5.
Okay.
And then build down.
Right. Okay. I just want to get the right understanding.
How many you have, and no matter how deep it is, you're getting paid on the whole thing.
Done. And that's a good thing to know. And but definitely know that you got a product that just is taking no prisoners.
Right.
The gentleman with the bladder situation, that was just that was a different one totally. And this gentleman just said he's dealing with a couple of different things. I'm praying for him all the way through, that this will take nothing but kick everything that he's dealing with right out the door.
Come back in 2 months and hear his story.
Yeah.
2 months. I want to hear this, because Frederick Irvin's going to come back. I'm calling you out, Frederick Irvin. 2 months, come back.
Because I'm praying from hearing the story, especially the young ladies, the one of them that was dealing with something. She was on the other call. She's not here, but wasn't able to walk. And my mom right now is in a situation. Months ago, she was doing better than she's doing now. So Lord willing, tomorrow I order the product, give it a couple of weeks to see what it does with what she's taking. trying to slide it in so that she'll be seeing some results. Because if she start jumping around this house, then I'm like, you know what? Hey, ain't nobody gonna be mad at me, you know. So that's the most important thing, and the other slight issue she's dealing with. So definitely, I would hope to pray to have a testimony that would just be another helper to, you know, share with people that this product is not a joke and everything.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Well,
So
I'm
I'll
here to
be
tell you,
on this. I will be connected tomorrow. Mary Golston is my upline, and she's kind of a whip there, so she getting ready to getting ready to blow up. Because I
There you
ain't
go.
got started yet. This is just phenomenal from what I keep hearing. Every time I get on this call, and it's not the same people all the time. It's some new people telling what's going on, and I'm
No,
like,
every week is new people.
yeah.
And I right now for this entire month on Thursday night, all we've been doing is just no presentation, just hearing stories. And for 1 solid hour, that's all we hear in the stories. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah,
a whole hour.
and that's all I'm hearing is good, you know, good changes. You know, people, you know, saying, you know, giving it a couple of times and then coming back with a story that just like, whoa, you know. So I have no choice but to try to give my mother praying the best that she can get and be able to tell her story and share her story, and then trying to connect this in a way where I'm trying to think, get me in, sow her a doorway to this so she'll get revenue and
It pays for itself. It pays for itself. You can build it.
And
it
put her
only
on
costs
get a monthly subscription.
$30 to get started. That's it.
No, I mean that's going to take care of tomorrow. Tomorrow about noon or so, we'll be on, and I pray to be able to get some other heads on quickly to get to the presentation. Y'all not doing nothing tomorrow, so wait a minute. Tomorrow's Monday.
No, there's some tomorrow night. There's I think the men's only calls tomorrow night, and Tuesday night I have a call.
Lunch and learn.
Okay, Monday and Tuesday.
And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, lunch and learn.
Right. Now Thursday, this Thursday, I know Thanksgiving, so yeah, we're not doing one. But if you want to do one Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, hey, have at it. I want to be on it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Very good. So just check your email, and whoever invited you, they can tell you when these meetings will be. But on the first week of December, Dr. Prasad again. So very good. Thank you, Michael.
Excuse me, Jonathan. On Thursday, Thanksgiving, what better way can we thank God other than getting on the call and enjoying the 30 minutes at least with our family? So lunch and learn will be on Thursday. It's nothing more than to give 30 minutes of Thanksgiving for what we have here. We're going to do it on Thursday.
Amen.
All right.
That'll work. I ain't got no problem.
Dr. Prasad will be there.
If I can put the family on, it's gonna be a problem. If I get the family on, they might be like,
Good for you, Dr. PK. Thank you.
Bob Evans, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Yes, I have to say, well, I heard somebody mention Natural Burst. Well, this is not Natural Burst. This is something much better than Natural Burst. I guess it does what Natural Burst does, but much more too, right?
Yep.
In addition, so because I used to use that also. Anyway, talking about making money from this, I've been making money from the day I started, right? I have not paid for my product out of pocket from the day I started. And because even though I'm on the Dr. Prasad choice, and actually I take a little bit more than that because I add something to it too. So like $312, right? But and I'm covering that and making money on top of that. And that is from the moment I started. And it's not that I'm recruiting heavily, like say, you know, for affiliates. Well, one person, I mean, a few people have said they want to become affiliate. They have an interest in that, which of course I said, well, whenever they're ready. One person I've signed up as an affiliate that started taking the product. And I didn't even talk to her about that, right? She just signed up on her own. So look, you know, this is something, this compensation plan works because I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've been around, you know, I actually had lost interest in network marketing, you know, to tell the truth.
Until now.
Yes, until now. This is something else because you can't help but tell others about it because you see so many people are in need, and you just see they have a problem, and you show them. Someone called me up the other day and was saying, I heard about this product, and Don Reeves that you spoke to, he spoke to his
Yep.
stepdaughter about it, and she called me and said, look, we have been in health, because I started out my health. My mom was like that, and anything with real good health, natural stuff, I'm interested in. And she said she just wanted to see the signs. I just sent it over to her, yesterday. So I'm listening to hear what she's saying. But I'm telling you, anyone that looks at this product or hear about it, even some of those testimonials I sent, they're ready. So
it's over. Mhm.
yes, it's over. So many people. I said one person said, "I want whatever that lady got." That's at Virginia.
Yeah,
What?
Virginia Gilbo. Yep.
Yes, I want whatever she got.
By
So
the way, Virginia Gilbo early this morning sent an email requesting two specific links to two specific testimonies that she's sharing with a couple people. 91 years old, she work in the business. She's not playing around.
yes. Oh yes,
She's dead
of
serious
course,
about
of
it.
course. This
But
works.
no, you keep it up, Bob.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
how do you say it? You're not in business for yourself. No, but not by yourself. There you go.
Exactly, for myself, not by
We're with
myself.
you.
Yes, man. Good. Thanks. And
Carlos
thanks for your
Alvarez.
support too.
Absolutely, Bob. It'll always be there. Go ahead, Carlos. Did we lose Carlos? We lost Carlos.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Now, just wanted to share real quick. It's only been a week for me. I've been taking the product. I've been suffering from neuropathy for over a year, severely. And I just want to try the product because I had a big event in Las Vegas. Long story short, I was done with the first bottle. And last week I started sharing for the first time. It's only been a week and I had over $1,000 in commission.
Oh, wow.
I'm chuckling because of the commission side, but on the serious side, I didn't know I had so many people in my network that had issues. So I just wanted to share that. I just shared my testimony. I haven't done no Zooms, no anything. I just tell them to come to these Zooms. They see the testimony. My friend Frederick is part of my team. He's been there from when I started sharing, the day I started sharing. And I mean, that's how it started for me here so far.
That's beautiful.
I think I'm just 15% from the third rank.
HA3.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. That's beautiful. Thank you very much, Carlos. See, it's happening. It's happening. Doris Critter. I'm coming right back to you, Elizabeth.
Doris Critter.
Critter. I did that last time.
Yes, okay. I'm gonna be real short because I have a whole lot to say, and I had missed some of the meetings lately. But my issue, my main issue was bone-on-bone knee pain. And I had been taking injections and things, 2 different types. And they told me that, I had they said I had a very, very bad situation. So it's more like they kept, like getting me ready for surgery. And I didn't want surgery. So anyway, once I found out about Engage, I'm sorry. And I kept thinking to myself, well, they give me injections and it's going right into my knee. So I'm trying to figure out how would the supplements work, or would they work? So after listening to different testimonies and people that had the same type of situation I have, I went on and, got the product and everything. And I've had this, I'm getting ready to order my third I order now. But, I cannot be more thankful. I have been, I've been in a wheelchair, I've had walking stick, and couldn't take but, a little bit of a couple of steps, and, it'd just be so painful. I'm forgetting I got the walking stick and I'm leaving it in other parts of the house, and because I try to keep it with me, but I mean it's just so out. I can't explain how I feel, but now this I just started where I could just really go and not being so much. I'm not in any pain at all now. I haven't been in any pain for about 3 weeks.
So no pain, and you're walking?
Yeah, and I'm walking and no pain. And I'm saying, okay, so around Christmas time, I just can't wait to see how I will be, because I gained weight because I wasn't able to, like get around and stuff. So I'm getting more active, and I can stand up, because I couldn't even stand up to cook. I had to be in my chair to cook. It was like I could, if I stood up maybe about 2 or 3 minutes, I had to sit down.
Oh my.
And so the gentleman that spoke a little bit ago, that's what made me just go and say, because I have some more testimony, because there's other things that's happening in my body too that's improving. So, but I just wanted to say that I think he said his mother was the one, but she is going to be so thankful, because it's so much you can't do when you can't walk, and they don't have in the stores, they don't have nothing for a person that can't walk like that. So I haven't been to stores. I've been now, but I hadn't been to stores and going inside doing all that for over 3 years.
Wow.
I'm just thankful, and I just reach out to people. Today is the first thing I signed up with the marketing system about a month ago, but I hadn't done anything with it. Tonight is the first night that I sent out leads to people through the marketing system. Wow. I'm here to win, not only for myself, but for other people. Because it's just terrible when people have.
Did we lose Doris, or did I freeze up? I think
we lost her. We lost her, but she sure did motivate all of us.
Doris, Doris, if you can hear us, you practically got us in tears, because we're blown away. We're blown away by your story, and you've already won as far as we're concerned. So we can't wait until you come back and tell us the rest of the story. We're looking forward to that. So this is mind-boggling, and this is never ending. Dolan Enterprise, and then we're going to Elizabeth.
Hey, thanks for acknowledging me. I've been with Engage Global since back before we renamed it Microdaily. We were calling it Microdaily MMF.
MMF.
And it was coming in little capsule packages, and I still like that form of packaging, by the way, but
I agree.
It seems like its shelf life seems more predictable than it is in the bottles like it is now. But after 30 days, you shouldn't need any more anyway, because you're going to get another bottle. I've been taking the Microdaily consistently. I tried the EMF because it was supposed to be helping even more than the Microdaily. I didn't see a lot of difference between the two myself. But lately I have been undergoing more x-rays and things like that. So I've been more conscious of the EMF that I'm getting blasted with, not to mention 5G everywhere now.
Yeah.
So I'll probably, continue to show an interest in the EMF. The MTSF or
HFR.
Yeah, I can never remember what the initials are for that one. I haven't personally seen any testimonies or any feedback on that particular side of the product. So I know that it's more dialed in for people who can't.
It's a rare.
Take in.
It's a rare thing because a person has a particular issue with the MTHFR gene. But even if you don't, it's got methylated Bs, so they're more absorbable. But all of that technology is in the EMF, formula. So
Okay.
if you go 50-50, do half original and half EMF, you're still getting some pretty decent benefit in your case.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. My other question is one of my affiliates that I brought in several years ago, she now took advantage of the business opportunity, the business segment, to where she has her own business that distributes microdaily products. And the business side of things, not our business as affiliates, but getting a business on board with us.
Right.
For instance, a pharmacist or a GNC or wherever products are sold. Is there a specific meeting group for that particular mindset of people?
There may be. Your sponsor might be able to help you with that. If you probably go back as far as Jeff, and Jeff could probably help guide you more on that than any of us, because all of us that's here now, we're focused more on the network marketing side of it than anything, the direct sales.
Yeah.
Because we're just.
Well, that's just good money in your pocket. That makes sense.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's the
you're
here and the
helping
now.
people every day with that.
It's the here and the right now.
And that's the way the business should be run. Realistically, we should all be network marketing it, and then have business people that are joining into the engaged global movement of having the right products for the right people.
Yeah, the fact that it's not in the big stores is what makes it a significant opportunity for all of us right now. Because if they were spending big money advertising it, it wouldn't be a big thing for us. But we can tell people, bring them here, it's a lock.
Yeah. I had kind of stepped back from the business for a while because I retired and I took on more household type of responsibilities and such. So I kind of stepped away from the business side of things for a while. But I do have some retained customers, and I myself am always going to use the product. It's done me wonders. It's helped my wife significantly. Hopefully it's helping our children as well. And I'm trying to get at least the whole family using the products, because to me, it's a very smart choice for us in today's world. I'm sorry.
How many years have you been on the product?
I've been on it since 2016.
Is everybody listening to that? Y'all hearing this? That's the kind of longevity.
That's retention, and there's a reason I retain it, is because it actually works. And I say that just from personal experience. My health is better than it's ever been, which is really saying something, because I've always been pretty conscious of it. Of course, I had my days with self-medicating that didn't do me any good, but it's just a wonderful product and a wonderful opportunity for everybody to help somebody else. That's the way I see this business. Is I do it to help other people, not because of the money, not because of the opportunity to be wealthy. I'm comfortable in life, and wealth is a benefit, but it's not a necessity to me. But I would kind of like to get my business relaunched, but I don't really have any Well, my representation's all the way down in Atlanta, which is 200 miles from me.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow.
I don't really have a lot of people here in Georgia that I'm able to connect with in the northern part that I could assemble a team to get the motivation back out there. Because I know once people talk about it, they're going to know about it and then they're going to want it. But the problem is getting people to even know that it's there and to talk about it is, I'm only one man, you know.
I tell you what, though, Dolan, and this is what I say to anybody now who's thinking about this. The internet has leveled the playing field.
Yeah.
It's
So
the
due
game.
to social networking,
You find a way onto the internet and it levels the playing field. It makes every single one of us a super marketer. It doesn't matter where you are on this planet, you can do business.
yeah, that's true. That's
Doesn't
true.
matter. So come back with us again, because we're going to be
I
having
will
some business meetings, and we're going to be actually talking about some of the science behind how to do just that.
All right, perfect.
So thank you for your comments. Much
Tell them to
appreciated.
get to the call. Tell them to come bring people to this call.
Yeah,
That's
you
all.
bring them here, send people here, and it's game over.
Well, I try to get people on, but you know, people just going to do what they're going to do. You know.
Well, and sometimes it's the testimonials, and it all depends on who your upline, your sponsor is also. But don't stop. You keep it up. They will come.
I agree.
They will
It's just a
come.
matter of persistence, and we'll keep on rolling.
It's just a matter of time. Every single time. That's what I think we found to be the case. So let's see here.
That was a
Thank
great
you.
presentation you did about the business, the way you stepped through all the different parts of your opportunity. I really like the way you did that, and I'm going to see if I could capture some of that and use that as a template of how to tell people about the business, because I think you really presented it well. I thank you for that.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Appreciate it. It's
You're
available
welcome.
on this entire recording. The whole thing is an
Well, you buffered.
Just stand by, people. His internet will come back in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give him a
sorry
minute.
about
Come
that.
back.
Yeah, you just buffered a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, our meeting is going extremely long today, but that's my level of personal commitment today. I'm not cutting off, until all their answers. So we're sticking with this one and riding it all the way through. So this month we need to finish this calendar year off strong, folks. So this is no joke. We might even change our mind and do that meeting on Sunday anyway. But go ahead, Elizabeth. So everybody wants that meeting on Sunday, huh?
I do.
All right, and we might be talking about it. Oh my goodness, folks still want to have that meeting on Sunday. All right, we'll think about it.
Don't worry about it.
Let's
Jonathan.
go.
It's only two more. It's only two more. We're done.
All right, Elizabeth, go ahead.
Okay, this has been very nice. I've been listening and learning, and the last gentleman answered a lot of the questions that I had. But I live in a very depressed area in Mississippi. I've had 2 calls already after the initial presentation, and none of these people want to do the business. They simply want to be customers.
Yep.
Is that a negative?
No, no, you don't want to twist anybody's arm.
No.
The people who want to do the business, fantastic, bring them on board. But if they want to be your customer, think about it now. Think about it. A customer is worth a couple $1,000s a month to you. So you need to build a customer where we get paid off affiliates, the team bonus. That's one form of pay. Then there's a whole separate world where you get paid between 20 and 30% on your customers. 10, 20, 30%. So the range starts as low as 10 all the way up to 30% on your customer.
Okay, that's good
I
because a
use
lot of
this
the people.
average.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut in on you. I use this average. You want 70% of your business to be your customers and the other 30% to be your affiliates, because your customers are who you want to retain. Your affiliates may come and go. The ones that make good money are going to stay there and make good money and keep making you money. But the customer base, when you build that customer base, they're there for lifetime. They're there and they appreciate you showing them what you've got.
Yep. And it stabilizes your income. Yeah. So take that as a plus.
All right, thank you. Because a lot of these people are older, they're retired, and they're tired of working. They don't want to get into a rat race. They simply feel better and enjoy their families.
There you go.
So very good. That's what I needed to hear. Okay.
There you go. Give it to them. Very good. Very good, Elizabeth. Thank you. And go ahead, Joyce. You got the last word on this.
Yes, Jonathan, I appreciated everything. And just wanted to ask a question because I had a lady I just spoke with. She has a blood disorder. I don't know the details, but is there any specifics? Any?
If she has a blood disorder, it depending on what the nature of it is, let's say if it's not cancer, then it falls into the serious category. And when it's in the serious category, you want to go at least 2x on that. Now, if it's anemia and the blood count is low, I would personally just add a couple tablespoons of blackstrap molasses a couple times a day to that.
You just talking about the EMF only, or
either one?
Either one.
Whatever the budget can bear.
Oh, okay. All righty. Yeah, because I didn't get any details on it, but I just thought about it.
At least double it.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thank you. And Bernard, you had another question or comment?
No, just a comment. With the customers, people realize that when people say no, that simply means not yet. Because you want to make sure that you keep contact with them 4 or 5 times. And I promise you, they will come back to you. So don't get in that mentality that you got to force them. What you want to do is drip on them. And when you drip, at the end of the day, they will return as long as they know you're not desperate and yet you're feeding them something they need to know. That's it.
Very good. Very good. Thank you much.
So true. So true.
I'm going to leave you now, but it was lovely.
All right. Thank you.
Take
All right.
care.
Thank you, everybody.
Hello, Liz.
Is that Essie? Hi, Liz. Hi, Essie.
Hi.
Good to hear your voice.
Really appreciate you guys.
I enjoyed all these testimonies and things.
Yeah, I think it's worked out very good. And listen, folks, we'll see you on Tuesday night. There are some meetings tomorrow night. I think there's a men's call tomorrow night. And for those of you who are part of the EMS, right, the One Affiliate program, then just check your email or the WhatsApp chat, and you'll get the details about tomorrow's meeting. But that's moving along very, 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 very nicely. And it's going to be just a minute before that just turns into a massive explosion. But we'll see you guys this week. Check your calendars. You know your schedules for the coming week. Invite your guests to the meetings, and we're happy to be able to help them to understand the value of this amazing program, this amazing products that we have. It's a business opportunity like no other. This is the best time ever to be thinking about doing this as a business. So congratulations, everybody. Y'all have yourselves a good evening.
Good night.
Your people been on here 3 hours, man. 3 hours.
Let's
go.
in the
background.
Thank you.
Good job, Jonathan.
Thank you all.
The real leaders, Bernard. Yeah.
Night.
Right here.
Outstanding.
Good night, folks.
The South will rise again.
That's right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Excellent meeting. Excellent. Thank you.
Good night. Wonderful.
Good job, Bernard. Nicholas, well done. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.